What's up, guys? Simon with you as always, and this time on my own. So this seminar I'm going to put together for those of you who know about YunaPRO, which is what we discussed in seminar number 5. So the last seminar that we did. I'm going to take this a little bit deeper, and for those of you who have actually signed up to the software, I'm going to show you how to create what we call inside the YunaPRO community a 28-minute daily ritual. So as you know from going through the Pinnacle Fitness Consulting members portal, if you go through the social media training, a lot of tasks that we've got to do manually, all right? And these are things such as like adding friends, sending new messages out to friends, interacting with content, posting content, and everything like that, and more. YunaPRO, for those of you who don't know much about it, enables you to do all of these tasks, but automated. So it's going to save you time. Rather than doing all these tasks like sending out friend requests and everything else, it could take you, say, 2 hours a day to do this. YunaPRO software is going to enable you to get this done in, theoretically speaking, 28 minutes a day. So the purpose of this recording is for me to share my screen, which I'm going to do now, and show you how to create a 28-minute daily ritual for your social media. So I'm going to share the screen here. I'm going to open up YunaPRO, and I'm just going to walk you through the first few steps. So when you open up YunaPRO for the first time, it's going to prompt you to log into your Facebook account. Now, once you've done this, it's going to pop up a window. You're going to have to go through some authorization processes to actually enable it to sync. When it's done that, you're then going to have all of these tasks unlocked down the left-hand side. Initially, it won't allow you to see any of these tasks unlocked. All right. So you're going to log into your Facebook, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to update your friends list. You're going to click begin, and what it's going to do is it's going to sync your friends list across. Now, anytime the YunaPRO software actually does any of the tasks, or syncs, we'll call them, all right, for the purpose of the training, go away and do other admin tasks. What I would recommend, though, is not going into Facebook and doing anything on Facebook. Let YunaPRO, the software, do everything for you. All right. So go away. You could do your business tracker, which is something which is mandatorily important. Every one of you guys should be doing. You could be doing any admin. You could be doing programming, anything else. So again, the YunaPRO software is so powerful. It's going to enable you to do everything that you need to do, but also all your Facebook admin at the same time. Once it has updated your friends list, right? So you can see here, it's told me how many friends I've got, of which is always going to be about 98% accurate. It's not always going to give you the exact amount of friends to the day, all right? Always going to be about 98% accurate. We can then start by beginning our daily ritual. So first thing, open it up. Once you've logged into YunaPRO, you're only going to need to do that once. You don't need to log in daily. What you are going to need to do daily is update your friends list. That's the first thing. Now, second thing that we're going to do is this. We do a scan. Now, this here is the most valuable piece of information, especially for you guys who are using this software for the first time. It's going to enable you to scan your friends list activity on your personal profile within Facebook. Now, how valuable is this? Now, this is invaluable information. A lot of guys will potentially have a lot of friends, but not much interaction. This is going to show you why that is. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a 30-day scan. All right. I'm going to do, for the purpose of this recording, a 30-day scan to give you some really good data. If you're doing this for the first time, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a 90-day scan for the purpose of this recording. So we get a lot of data in there. But what I recommend doing is doing a scan once a week. All right. Now, I'm going to do 90 days. So you can get, again, the first time you're doing this, a lot of data for the YunaPRO software to have a look at. And when you click that, it's going to say, based on the size of your friends list, we don't recommend you to scan more than once every 6 hours. So never do that. I'm going to scan for 90 days. What I'm also going to do next is I'm going to stop this recording. All right. And then I'm going to resume it once the scan has been complete, and I'm going to walk you through the data. All right, guys, so the scan has finished. So just to recap, first time you use the software, do a 90 or a 180-day scan. The 180, though, there may be people from 170 days ago that interacted that are no longer interacting. So 90 days, 3 months, that's what I recommend doing for your first scan. After that, do a scan once a week. And if you do a scan once a week, it's going to give you some data Well, regardless of how often you do it, it's going to give you the data, but we want to keep on top of it. Now, this is the mind-blowing power of YunaPRO. And not only that, it reveals the mind-blowing data of your personal Facebook friend list. Now, those of you who have been working with me for a while, following me with the YunaPRO software, you will probably know that when we did the training recently, I normally have around 4,800 to 4,950 friends. Now, what we have done here recently is I've completely culled my audience using the processes that we're going to be showing you in this training, your daily ritual. But basically, I've removed half of my friends list. And the reason why is this. If you look, I've got 2,900 friends, I think it was, roughly, that the software recognizes. Out of those 2,900, in the last 90 days, only 194 guys, 194 are actively following you, which gives you the mind-blowing awakening that 2,741 of my 2,900 and whatever friends it is are inactive. Mind blown. Basically means I would be much better off, all right, from an engagement point of view, right, or engagement perspective, of having 200 friends or 194 friends to be specific. Crazy. What that this is data that you cannot really see through Facebook. Now, it's also going to then go through here. If you go through, you can show, it will show you rather who's been interacting. So we show 100. It'll show you who's interacting, the number of interactions they've given you over the last while, etc., etc., etc. And it literally is that simple. Now, you'll see a few people here being 0, because this is obviously the people that are inactive, all right? But it shows you who's active and who's not. And it's that simple. From here, the first thing I want you to do is this. I've got 6 deactivated friends. Now, what's a deactivated friend? A deactivated friend is someone who's no longer using Facebook. If I click deactivated, it'll show you the deactivated friends. What we're going to do here is we're going to click all of the deactivated friends. All right. There. Go to the bottom and click unfriend. Now, what we're doing here is we're trying to give you brownie points with Facebook. Basically, we talked about this, so I'm not going to ramble too long. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a run through while Facebook is removing those friends for me on autopilot. So again, killing 2 birds with 1 stone with the software. It's all about getting gold stars from Facebook. I've talked about this principle a lot. Basically, you want to have as much interaction as possible. If Facebook, for example, sees that you've only got a short amount of people engaging with your content, it's going to give you less gold stars. We want as many gold stars as possible. So you can see it's just removed those friends from my account, which basically means now my percentage of inactive friends to active friends is now going to be slightly more in my favor. By 6 friends, it would probably be point something of 1%, right? 0 point something percent, but it's a step in the right direction. A lot of you guys, if you haven't done this before, you're probably going to see a lot more than 6 deactivated friends. Go to the deactivated section, hit it, and unfriend all the deactivated friends. Again, what it's going to give you, it's going to give you a higher interactive percentage. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, the idea here, I'm going to go about this which way will I go about this? I'm going to go not in the order of YunaPRO. I'm going to pause the recording and I'm going to give you the best value possible here of what action I would do each day, all right, to go about your 28-minute ritual. All right, guys, so what we're going to do first is this. You scroll to the bottom, you can hit a little button called scan by date, right? And what it's going to say there is the bigger your friends list, the longer the scan will take. Now, what this is going to show you, and this is the start of the next task that we want to do, all right, which is removing old friends. So you can see here for me, like I did have 4,900 friends roughly, and I've now got it down to 200 or 2,735. That's what the software is telling me. The amount of active friends hasn't changed. It's actually increased a bit, which shows what I'm doing is good. Now, the question is, who do we remove? Now, as this scan is taking place, if you look in the background here, the people here with 0 interactions, so Matt here, for an example, with 0, this is someone who ideally I don't need as a friend anymore because I can't give them the value of which I want them to absorb, which means if they're not choosing to absorb it, so we're letting them choose. At the end of the day, you can't force people to follow you. If they're not choosing to follow me, that's fine. I'm going to defriend you and get someone else in that ideally will, and then therefore they can benefit from the content that I'm providing. Now, who do we remove? Now, rather than going through and just removing people with zeros, hitting the scan date button is going to enable us to see here all of these friends, but in a list of date added. So ideally, you want to go to the back of the queue. So if you've had your Facebook account for say 7 years, it will then, when this scan is completed, which I'm going to let it finish in a second, pause this recording again, it's going to show you people that are +5 years old, +4 years old, or 4 years old, 3 years old, 2 years old. It's going to rank people in order of the date that you added them on Facebook. My recommendation is then to remove people from the back of the queue. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a second after this scan has finished. So I'm just going to pause the recording again. All right, guys, so the scan is finished. As you can see at the top here, still got your active friends, your inactive friends. What it's going to show you now is date friended. Now, what we want to do here is click date friended, and it's going to show you who's 5 years old plus. Now, I've been through my Facebook and obviously cleansed this recently, and I've started removing friends. So what I would do for you is this. I would go through, all right, first and foremost, go to the bottom, click show 100, because it's just a lot easier. And I would go through the first while, all right, and keep the people that you're friends and family with, right? So the first page or so of me are going to be people that I've been connected with for a long time, their friends or their family. For that reason, I don't really care if they haven't interacted. I really don't care, because at the end of the day, they're friends and family. And social media is social, even though we are using it for business purposes. Now, after you've gone through people, so this will take you a little bit of time. I mean, the purpose is to do a 28-minute ritual. With that being said, though, guys, the first scan that you do, play around with the software for an hour or so, and maybe 2, get used to it. After that, you can start doing this stuff a lot more quicker. But basically what you're going to do is when you've gone through and you've selected people like individually that you want to remove and condense the people that you want to keep to the top, you'll be able to get to a point where you can see there, if I go back, the people from 5 years old are condensed, 2018 are condensed, 19 and the rest of 18 are condensed, so 18, then we hit 2019, which to this day is 3 years ago, roughly. 19s are still here. And after 19s, I think this is where we got rid of a lot of dead wood. Yeah, so we got rid of a lot of dead wood from 2018, I think. I nearly had around about 1,500 friends, I'd say, from 2018 and 19. And then what you want to start doing is selecting. Like, if you want to be picky, go through individually. But if I was you, you can see here, look at the interactions. When you get a few pages in, after you've condensed your friends and family to the top, look at the interactions. I've got one person here with 1. The majority of them, there's another one with 1. The majority of these guys, sorry, but I can't help you. You select all. This is what I would do. Select all, and then unselect the ones who have interacted once or twice with you in the last 90 days. And what you're going to do is you're going to click unfriend. YunaPRO is going to start getting to work. It's going to unfriend all of these guys from your friends list. And therefore, again, improving the ratio of active and inactive friends, therefore giving Facebook better data to say, all right, the percentage of this guy is quite strong and it's getting stronger. We're going to give him more gold stars. That's then going to affect the following tasks. So let's get stuck into gaining friends. Now, this is one of my favorite things here. So gaining friends by groups, basically, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to hit load here. It's going to load all of the groups that you are a member of on Facebook, and it's going to summarize them in YunaPRO. We're then going to be able to go into these groups and add people from groups. So first and foremost, before you even do this, What I've done is I've removed all of the Facebook groups that I don't want to be a part of anymore. As obviously for me, Facebook 90% of the time is business media. It's not social media. And then what we're going to do is be selective with the groups that you're in. As per our social media training, I always say be a member of groups that you can gain clientele from. Find out where your clients are going to be hanging out. For example, if you've got a specific niche, right, where you're a weightlifter or you're strength and conditioning, go into strength and conditioning Facebook groups, go into power building or weightlifting groups. That's where you're going to find clientele that will probably want to work with you. For me, and for the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you what I would do in terms of finding personal trainers, right? So as you can see here, the groups that I'm going to be in, they're all personal training groups and a lot of clients groups. So you might see your own group come up in here. But what I'm going to do, if I search, because I've got about 100 groups here, I'd go personal, just type in personal. It's going to condense everything. So look, the Institute of Personal Trainers, the Personal Trainers Success Hub, Personal Trainers in Fitness, Personal Trainers Fitness Group, Personal Trainers Melbourne, etc., etc. Now, what we're going to do is this. Scroll to the bottom of this page, right, before you hit launch. What we want to do is select the amount of friend requests that you want to send. Now, again, this goes back to past training, and this is not going to be obviously part of your daily ritual, me explaining this, but I need to give you concept before we actually execute this quicker in a daily routine. What we're going to do is add 20, 30, 40, 50 friends, depending on your Facebook flex. Now, I always talk about how big your Facebook muscles are. If you've only got 50 friends on your Facebook account, if you go and add 50, chances are Facebook is going to recognize you're adding a number that you've not really normally added. So you might get soft blocked or red flagged by Facebook, and it's going to stop you from adding more friends. So if you've got more friends like I have, like a few thousand, you could probably go in with 50, right? If you've got less, go in with 10. As your Facebook flex, as it were, in inverted commas, grows, you can start, all right, to add more. What the software is also going to enable you to do is how much time you'd like between friend requests sent. If you don't do a lot of friend request adding and growing your network, I would recommend leaving a delay of around 15 to 30 seconds. So basically what this is doing is it's showing Facebook that even though this is an automated program that's growing your account, it's not doing everything like bang, 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 which is going to trigger Facebook to block you and stop you because it looks like a robot doing it. This is why the software is so powerful. I leave 5 to 10 seconds between friend requests because it's quite a natural time, right? You could have a look, scan, yeah, okay, I like them, I'm going to add them. Search for the next person, do some research, okay, cool, yeah, they'll be a good fit for me, based on, again, the Facebook groups that you're searching for people in. However, this is completely up to you guys. I recommend starting out 15 to 30 or 10 to 15 seconds. Purpose of this exercise, I'm going to go 5 to 10. Third thing that you can do here is send requests only to people with things in common. Facebook will recognize things that you have in common with other people, which means if you've got things in common with other people, such as mutual interests of fitness, going to the gym, weight loss or nutrition, whatever it may be, it's going to find those people first, which means the acceptance rate of you getting the likelihood of a friend request accepted is higher. So I would click friend request sent. I'm now going to give you a demonstration inside Personal Trainers Melbourne, I think it was. So what's going to happen? Purpose of this recording, I'm just going to pause this and see what happens here. Okay, it's not actually taking too long, so I'm not going to pause. It's opened up the group. Now, first thing, you can, if you want to be not too picky with who you want to add and you just want to grow your audience, what you can do is hit start, and what it's going to do is just start adding people based on the credentials you put before, 10 to 15 seconds or whatever, 15 to 30, and 50 friend requests or 20, depending on your Facebook flex. Now, what I like to do personally is I like to just use YunaPRO up until this point, then go in and start looking at whether these guys are going to be a good approach for me. Now, obviously, I mainly coach rental trainers in gyms. So what I'm looking for here is I can hover over people's names. A lot of the time, it's going to give me a bit of info about them. Or I can see this here, for example, Regional Fitness Director at Good Life Health Clubs. That's not a personal trainer at Good Life Health Clubs. owner at Rachel Byrne, business coach. Now, for me, obviously, I don't want to be friends with business coaches because they're competition, right? Healthy competition. So with that being said, I don't want to add her. If I hit start, chances are YunaPRO is going to go through and just add a lot of people. For me, this software at this point could be better, but for you guys, it doesn't matter. As personal trainers, you want to connect with as many people as possible, ideally just not other personal trainers. So this is when you're going to hit start. It's going to do its thing. All right. Purpose of this recording, I'm not going to do it. Or you can do what I now do and do what I'm going to do here. Personal trainer at Good Life Fitness, Good Life Health Clubs, Australia. I'm going to add the friend, right? And it's that simple. It's then going to add the friend, okay? And I'm going to do it manually, but obviously if you do it by the YunaPRO software, it's going to do it automatically for you. Again, as this is running, go away and do your other admin tasks, guys. Go away and do your other admin tasks. You can go your programming, doing, you know, again, like I've said before, killing two birds with one stone. And this is what this software does. It's amazing in terms of saving you time. Now, you can as well gain friends by posts. Gaining friends by groups is the main thing. However, posts is powerful. The reason why is this. So I'm going to click find post. And again, I'm just going to let this load and just talk you through it. What you can do is this. For example, if you know I always like using the example of like a big renowned, right? A big renowned program such as like F45 or 75 hard or anything like where a lot of people are going to sign up to get in shape. Now, if you go into Facebook, you're going to find here that there'll be paid ads running, okay? There'll be paid ads and you can actually target people, right, that are running ads, and the people that interact with these people, right, that are leads for you, you can actually target them. So what I'm trying to do here, I think the software is still loading, and I'm going to wait for it to load. I'll just pause the video. All right, so the software's done its thing, and you can see now it's flashing, right? It's flashing over interactions on a post. So what you're looking for, look, this is a great example, guys. If you run Muay Thai, right, people like this are who you want to connect with. Michael Bisping, for example, like Muay Thai, for those of you who don't know, Muay Thai, UFC, martial arts, boxing, anything like that, right? Michael Bisping is a UFC fighter or a Hall of Famer who used to be a UFC fighter. Now, if we click, you can see how it's flashing here. If you click this, there's 1,300 people here. Now, the chances are these guys are going to like martial arts. They're going to like martial arts. They might not be close to you, all right? But again, if you offer online training, this is massive for you. And I mean, obviously, social media is massive for online trainers. But again, just using this as an example, you could hit start and it's going to start adding friends that are mutually interested in Michael Bisping or, again, UFC. If I continue to scroll through here, I mean, look, you can, like, people that you follow on Facebook, I mean, like Kevin Hart's not going to bring anything to the fitness industry, but again, this is powerful because of how many people like these posts. Now, I'm trying to find if I can scroll something here. I might just go, I'll stop the share and I'll find something that's worthwhile having a look at. So for example, here, guys, this isn't a paid ad, but you can actually prospect other people's networks. And again, it's up to you how deep you want to go with it. But the main thing is like for this guy here, you could click all the people that are interacting with them. It could be a personal trainer, it could be someone who might have people following him that you might be able to help. Again, it's not about stepping on people's toes, but all we're trying to do here, guys, is grow an audience. And that's all we're trying to do. Click on that. It's going to start adding the friends. You can have that little mutual friends only, right? I recommend using that for people that are just starting out and your Facebook Flex isn't very big. But again, this, guys, is just another way that you can start to grow your audience. Super powerful as well. If you're just on Facebook, here's a little bonus tip for you. Basically, guys, if you find a post which is super, super valuable, you can actually save posts, right? So you can click to the saved items, and then in here, just go to your saved posts, and you can just start accessing everything that you find. So if you're just scrolling on Facebook and you find a post of a personal trainer that's got a sponsored ad, or a big corporation, like I said before, F45 or 75 Hard, anything like that, sponsored post with 1,000 people that are following it, liking it, chances are they're interested in it. Save that post and then come prospect from that post. Again, amazing, powerful stuff that the software can provide. All right, let's go back into YunaPRO. All right, guys, so we're back in YunaPRO here. That's gaining friends by groups and posts. The next thing we want to do is cancel friend requests. Now, when we start adding people like we've just gone through above, what I recommend is creating a cycle. Now, this training where I've talked about in the portal called Don't Bite Off More Than You Can Chew. What that means in this cycle perspective here is this. You want to go and you want to go and grow your network. However, what you don't want to do, all right, what you don't want to do is add 300 friends, all right, and then have loads of them not interact with you and then keep them non-interactive. Basically, if you have either that happen, so people that they accept your friend request but don't ever interact, and we can't ever gain any rapport or get them to like your content, follow, engage, and so that you can help them. If you have that happen, or you don't have people that even accept your friend request, we need to get rid of them. So canceling friend requests, I just hit the load button. Here you can see I've got 21 unaccepted friend requests. That's a good amount of people. I want to be low. I've got clients that have said straight away they had around 700 unaccepted friend requests. Now that shows Facebook that plain and simple, people don't want to be friends with you. That will tell you a lot about the structure of your profile. Why? You've got to ask yourself why. Why do people not want to be friends with you? Now, it will tell you about the structure of your profile. Again, we haven't gone through that in this training, but make sure it's structured as per social media training in the portal, all right, the Pinnacle portal. They don't want to be friends with you for some reason. They don't like you, and therefore Facebook's going to go, no Facebook flex. Your muscles are going to get smaller. They're not going to get bigger. No golden stars. You want to keep this down low. So basically, when I talk about this cycle, I would go and add 50 to 100 friends at a time, right? Stop after you've done that, however many days it takes you to do that, based on your flex and how many intervals and delays you're going to be setting the gaining friends by groups or posts to, right? Stop at 100. You're probably going to have about 20%, 20 to 40%. If you're good, 50% friend accept percentage. The other 50, what you want to do is you want to cancel the friend request so that Facebook can't see that there's a large amount of unaccepted friend requests that don't want to be friends with you, and therefore stopping you from getting golden stars, giving you bad stars, right? So what we're going to do, I'm not going to do this because my team have this under wraps at the moment. So they're keeping this low, which is showing they're doing a great job. What I would do, if you've got a large amount, and again, for the purpose of this recording, it's the first time you're using this software, I would basically cancel 50 to 100 at a time. Hit begin, and it's going to cancel the friend requests. As it's doing that, go and do your thing. When you've got on top of that large amount, you're then going to start growing your audience. Again, do it in don't bite off more than you can chew amounts of, say, 100, of which 40, 20, 30%, maximum 50, if you're lucky, you're going to accept. The rest of them, get rid of. You want to do that about 2 to 3 days after you've sent the friend request. So your cycle is always going to be 2 to 3 days, right? 2 to 3 days. Now, when you've got the accepted friend request, we're going to go into a rapport building phase, which we're going to go into next. But, right, the other guys that don't accept, get rid of them. And that's what cancel friend request does. Now, I'm now going to go into part of your daily ritual here, which is broadcast messages. Now, broadcast messages, guys, enables you to send bulk blast messages to your friends list. Super powerful. And it enables you to do this in a way where you're not going to get soft blocked. Now, what we're going to do here is this. Right? I'm not going to send one, but I'm going to load one. We're going to see what happens. You want to send a new broadcast to recently added friends, people that you've added in the last 24 hours, or for the sake of being safe, because you want to do this ritual, it's called a daily ritual for a reason, every day. If you're adding, for example, in the morning yesterday, and then you're doing your Facebook adding in the afternoon the next day, those aren't going to be within the past 24 hours. So you're going to need to do 2 days. So I always do 2 days just to make sure you've got everyone. Do you want to send people messages who you're already in conversations with? No, because when you send friend requests, some people might come to you straight away and say, hey, like what you're doing, what's it all about? Or some people might say, hey, do I know you? Whatever. Anyone that you're in conversations with, you don't want the software to retarget them. Now, what is the maximum number of messages you'd like to send at once? I personally would go for 20, but again, depending on how big your flex is, how big your audience is, you're going to select a number. Start small, grow big, right? Delays between messages. So again, going back to that robot theme, Facebook doesn't want to see that you're doing things robotically, copy and pasting. Leave a delay. How big your Facebook flex is, it's going to dictate how big the delay can be. Start off with 30 seconds. I don't think that you'll need to do anything more than that. You can do 10-minute intervals. I think personally that's a little bit extravagant. I do 5-second intervals, all right? And that is it. Now, you can either write a message or use a templated message. Now, I have a templated message, which is called the WhatsApp message. That is in here, manage message template. So I'm gonna go in here and have a look at it. WhatsApp first name, make sure you use squiggly bracket, first name, no space, close squiggly bracket, all right? So that the software will put their first name. So it's personal. Great to connect, have an awesome day. First thing that we want to do, and you want to do this as part of your daily ritual, is send out friend requests when they're accepted 24 hours later, as per the software, the training in the mastermind, or the portal. You want to send out messages, but rather than doing it manually, YunaPRO is going to do it for you. Create a templated message. You could put, this one I've called the WhatsApp message. You could do another one called afternoon welcome, morning welcome, weekend welcome, whatever you want. And when you go to the broadcast, you're going to go recently added. You're going to put in all of these predecessors. All right. Use a template, which is called the WhatsApp. All right. Or you can just write a fresh one. You're going to hit save. When you hit save, what this is going to do is going to build it into a message here. Now, I'm going to pause the recording whilst this is, oh, it's already done it. So we're good. Now, where are we? So we are May 26th. I don't even know what the date is today. Let me just see what we've got. So it is the 26th of May today, which means new friends. We've got 5 new friends. If I hit play now, what it's going to do, it's going to start sending messages. Again, while it's sending messages, and if you're actively growing a large number of friends, you're going to have a lot more than 5. I think when I started doing this, it's updated. There's been a software update. I was doing messages to like 40 people at the start. At the moment, we're right on top of this. So there's not going to be, because we're doing it daily and we're right on top of it, not really going to be too much more than like 5 to 10, maybe 20 max. When you hit play, what it's going to do is going to open up a pop-up. It's going to start sending requests. Now, the cool thing is this. I might even just show you for the purpose of this, right? Actually, I'm not going to, because of the time zone difference of where I am situated in the UK at the moment. It would be a bit weird sending messages in the middle of the night. But you can hit play, open up Messenger. When you hit play, in Messenger, you'll have new messages start pop up. And it's freaking awesome to watch. So you can sit back, don't type and copy and paste the messages manually. Sit back, watch messages appear in your Messenger. It's super powerful. Again, or go and do your other admin stuff. All right. Guys, that for me, right, I'm pretty sure wraps up all I want to show you as part of your 28-minute ritual. Now, obviously, I've taken longer than 28 minutes in this video because I've gone into detail. But if you take, so let's take it from the top. Getting started, you obviously log in once to YunaPRO. You don't need to log in every session. First thing, update your friends list. As you're doing that, go and do some other admin. Come back. Scan your friends activity every 7 days. Don't do it daily, okay? Don't do it daily, there's no need, okay? And then what I would do is I would go in and go to the bottom, scan by date. You can remove some friends. So at the start, if you've got a really low percentage, mine's still very low, but I don't want to remove all my Facebook friends. We're doing it in a very, very timely manner so that I don't lose credibility. That's another really good side note, guys. Credibility. If you've got loads of friends, say 3, 4, 5,000, like I did, you don't want to go from 5 to 1. You want to have a good amount of friends, guys, so that you've got credibility, right? People want to see that you are connected with a lot of people because it means there's more chance that they're going to connect with you too. If you get rid of all your friends and you start from scratch, chances are your active friends and your inactive are going to be in favorable of active. So your percentage is going to be very high of active friends, which is great for Facebook Flex and Golden Stars, but credibility of people like accepting friend requests from basically what looks like a new account, spammy account, it's going to be low. But you're going to go through, remove the dead wood. All right, remove the dead wood. Then from here, after you've done that, what I'm going to start to do is this. I would probably go after that, sending out your messages to all of your recently added friends in 24 hours. Use a template, all right, that you're going to put in here. Make sure you put the squiggly name in, okay? Save and exit, all right? Send out the messages. Now, after you've done the messages, what you're going to do is you're then going to grow your list. So I would gain friends by groups. Start by groups, then the posts can come later. Start by groups, posts come later. Now, once you've done that, guys, that really, even while the pages load, it's not going to take you more than 28 minutes. And don't forget, whatever you do in your cycle, to cancel the friend request from a few days ago. Obviously, I've gone into a little bit more detail here. Now, obviously, that is how you can initiate, number one, growing your Facebook friends list, initiate conversations, remove dead wood, see your activity, all right, and a couple other things. From there, you're going to go rapport building messages, and obviously getting to know your prospects a lot more. I'm going to show you a little bit now, briefly, of what to do with that. All right, I have told you before how to do this, guys, but for the purpose of this, after the software's kick-started the conversations, what you want to do then is go into a little bit more detail. So I'm just going to pause the recording, and then we're going to open up my Facebook account. I'm going to show you how to build rapport in more detail. All right, guys, so I'm back in the Facebook account here, and all I'm going to do is this. So I'm going to find an example of a message that's been sent out recently. Let's have a little look. Okay. All right, so let's go here. I think this is an example. So let this load. Okay, Natalie, great to connect. Hopefully you have a great day. That is the message that YunaPRO has sent. Now, this is a perfect example of what happens here. Yes, agreed. Pleasure to meet you, Simon. Hopefully you had a great day as well. Natalie is now engaged. What you're going to do is you're going to take over in Messenger. This is what YunaPRO can't do, and this is where you need to be in 2022 and into the future. Because of how picky people are online, you can't just basically gain people's trust, likability, and rapport straight away. It takes time. You've got to go deeper and you've got to go personal. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to look at Natalie's profile. Now, with Natalie here, my team has selected Natalie has selected her perfectly because she is a fitness instructor and a PT at Crunch Fitness. So what I would personally be doing is this, right? You leave it for a little while. So that was Wednesday. Now, what I would start to do is this, right? I would like a couple of things. Yeah. Maybe just one at a time, right? And do it on a post where your likes, so this is detailed level of rapport building now, guys. Do it where the level of likes is not huge. So the reason why is because your name, you want them to recognize that you're following them and liking content. So this one's got 10 interactions. The one that I liked here, that one's got 16. The one that I like's got 7, me being the 8th. Chances are Natalie's going to get a notification pop up which says Simon Finch has liked your post. Now, what that shows you is it shows you that I'm engaging with her. And what the idea of how we're rapport building on Facebook, this is super detailed, super important, is everything that you do is designed to trigger Natalie, I think it is, yeah, trigger Natalie's memory of your name so that Natalie can start to notice and think about Simon, right? And that's what it's about. Now, I would do that, like a couple of posts, leave it, build this into your circle, right? Your daily routine, and making sure you don't bite off more than you can chew, because this stuff here takes time, and this is what YunaPRO can't do. So again, bonus training right now. I'm going to go in here and go like this, right? So May 24th, this is 2 days ago, right? I could, if I wanted to, say something like this. I'll tell you what, I'm going to write a message and I'll pause the recording and we'll come back after I've written a message which you can see. All right, so I come up with this message here, guys, and it just says, Nat, love the content, motivational as hell, you speak my language, keep it coming. That's it. Now, what I've done here is I've gone through and I've basically seen that she basically puts a lot of motivational content out there, along with posts of herself and her training. What this is going to do is it's going to just increase the likelihood of interactions going back and forth. And when we do this, it's going to help your algorithms. Therefore, it's going to expose more of the content that you post to her because it shows Facebook that you are a friend, right? You're going to do this, and this is where it comes down to the end of this today's seminar and the bonus value. This needs to be repeated, right? So in a cycle, like I've said, don't bite off more than you can chew, because for the purpose of getting bigger Facebook flex, big gold stars, and a lot of them, you want to be going to this detailed level of rapport with every single person. You need to be doing that. And eventually they'll come to you. Now, there might be an opportunity where you see something where you could work, where you could go in a little bit deeper, but you want to let your content do the selling. You don't want to do the selling in Messenger. And that's where so many people go wrong at the moment. It's really bad. You want to make sure that you basically are you're the person who's not doing the selling. They come to you. But I could, if I wanted to, send her another message. I'm going to remove that. Saying, again, after you've gone back and forth and gained some know, like, and trust, it will be, how's the day going? Nat? Or, I think Nat's cool, and that's fine. Are you at Crunch today? Right? Or are you in the gym at Crunch today? Fitness instructor, personal trainer at Crunch. Guys, this is what people are not prepared to do. This is how I'm going to finish. All right. People are not prepared to do this level of rapport building, guys. And if you do, you win. And it's that simple. There's not really much else to it. And eventually, you're going to be in a position where, again, you let your content do the selling. And it's that simple. Your content should be social proof, social proof, social proof, bit of family stuff so that obviously, you know, people can see that you're a normal person. But yeah, basically, guys, that is it. Repeat, rinse on repeat, whatever you want to say, get it done. This software, YunaPRO, is a game changer. It's been instrumental for my success over the last few months, and it saves me and my team a lot of time. So with that being said, I know it will do the same thing for you too. All right. Peace out. Hopefully you've enjoyed the unique seminar with me, myself, and I look forward to seeing all you guys very soon.